The numbers of people suffering with anxiety or depression are unprecedented. It's staggering. And yet, these conditions are still really misunderstood. So today, I want to break down 5 misconceptions about depression and or anxiety. Myth number 1, you can spot someone who's suffering a mile away. It's just simply not true. Sure, some people who are clinically depressed or have an anxiety disorder are easy to spot, but for others, they show up in the world almost overcompensating. They may be overachievers. They may seem like they have a lot of friends. They may seem actually really happy, positive, and outgoing. But when they're alone, that's not the case at all. It's quite the opposite. And actually, even when you're looking at them, you may not actually be seeing them. It's like they're wearing a mask and they're presenting what they believe is a socially acceptable front to the world, while inside is completely not in alignment. Myth number 2, you can think your way out of being depressed or being anxious. Yeah, no. Could you imagine? I mean, if it were that simple, would anybody be depressed or anxious? Myth number 3, there's a one-size-fits-all solution to dealing with depression or anxiety. No, unfortunately, there's not. Now, while there are things that have been universally shown to help, like, yes, exercise, yes, an optimal diet, yes, good sleep hygiene, yes, some medication, yes, a good support network, yes, a good therapist, counselor, coach, each treatment and success plan is as different as each individual who's suffering. And the complexity of the individual, their specific problems, and their unique challenges needs to be considered when formulating a customized plan. Myth number 4, people who are depressed or anxious all the time are just seeking attention and are really just self-centered. Now, I can understand how that might appear to be the case for people who've never suffered with these disorders, but the analogy I like to make is, imagine you are drowning in quicksand. You are slowly feeling yourself being sucked down and drowning. There is no way you have an ounce of energy to look in any other direction except inward. That's really it. The person who's suffering isn't being self-centered. They're just taking care of self-preservation. And myth number 5, once you're diagnosed with clinical depression or anxiety disorder, you're just going to have to manage it and live with it for the rest of your life. It's a myth, one that I thought was true for a long time, but I'm living proof that no, this doesn't have to be your way of life forever. Now, do I still get depressed on occasion? Yes. Do I still have episodes of anxiety? Of course. That's just part of being human. But that's not my baseline. That's not my default anymore. It took a lot of hard work, a lot of trial and error, a lot of self-education, a lot of self-compassion, and a lot of determination. But I'm telling you, this does not have to be a lifelong sentence. So I hope these were helpful, and I really hope that myth number 5 was encouraging for you. The book, Mindfulness for People Who Suck at Being Mindful, is available on Amazon. Subscribe to the blog, maximizedlife.com. On Instagram, a.maximize.life. On Twitter, at DJ Melissa Maxx. On YouTube, at Maximized Life. On TikTok, a Maximized Life. And on Facebook, at Mindfulness Coach Melissa Maxx, all with 2 X's.